Hello, welcome back to Non-synchronous online course. As researchers and stakeholders of the biological supply chains, we know that bad actors can misuse biological materials, equipment and knowledge. Hence, protecting biosecurity sensitive biological materials, equipment and knowledge is essential. Know your customer and due diligence programs are necessary for biological security risk mitigation. Meticulous implementation of the Know Your Customer and due diligence programs can help us identify the red flags. However, we need to remember that those bad actors are very innovative. Hence, sometimes identifying red flags could be challenging. This module will focus on typologies of high-risk companies and some challenges in red flags identification. So, let's get it started. In this module, what are you going to learn? From a broader perspective, I will touch upon the weaponization of pathogens, laboratory equipment list to highlight the restricted items, the typologies of banned companies or organizations, and some observations. In the end, I will highlight some challenges in identifying red flags using Know Your Customer and due diligence practices and summarize the module. In every country, biotech companies, research institutes, universities, and colleges handle various biological materials and equipment. Many laboratories are involved in handling dangerous infectious microorganisms and biological agents, which bad actor could misuse. Furthermore, the systematic misuse of research facilities and researchers' expertise from organizations and companies or research institutions cannot be ruled out. For example, by providing research funding to researchers working on human and animal pathogens, the funder can access the pathogen using different tactics. Using large-scale production facilities, the dangerous pathogens could be used as bioweapons. If you look into the details shown in the schematic diagram, you will understand the holistic picture of the possibilities of pathogens weaponization. The schematic diagram also provides insights into the challenges of biosecurity to keep everybody safe. The fundamental research on pathogens is essential to developing strategies to handle human and animal diseases. We also need vaccines to immunize the population to protect them from pathogens. However, if some organization is working seriously to develop a vaccine for a dangerous pathogen and working on cultivating pathogens on a large scale and testing dissemination and delivery, then it is obvious that the intention is not good. In this modern age of science and technology, though vaccines can be developed in short time, biological security is one of the global challenges. Therefore, the regulatory mechanisms at the national and international levels is essential to protect biological materials, equipment, and knowledge. In the laboratory, we use various equipment for research purposes. The instrument listed in red color are subject to export control. These instruments are directly associated with vaccine research or its production. Bear in mind that these instruments can be used in the weaponization of biological agents. This is just a list. The identification of export control equipment alone is not enough to attribute end user intention. This is the continuation of the laboratory equipment list. Let's take the example of an autoclave. If any customer or company or organization is ordering double door pass-through autoclaves, it means they are in or planning to do something on a bigger scale. Maybe that company or organization is in the microbial production of some therapeutic compounds. However, the large size of autoclaves and associated facilities could be misused for the large-scale production of pathogens for delivery purposes. Hence, from a biosecurity perspective, we should be cautious. The banned companies and organizations list is available in the public domain. If we look into the list of the banned companies and organizations, we will get an idea about their typology. The banned companies and organizations include lab design and construction or operation services providing entities, chemical manufacturing entities, laboratory and medical test equipment distribution companies, and for some entities, there is not enough information in the public domain. The list of the banned companies and organizations also suggests the involvement of military-related entities. If we see typology of companies and organizations, it appears that these entities are involved in providing services or equipment for electronic communications, chemical weapons research and production, or biological weapons research and production. As a whole, if you look into typologies of banned companies and organizations, it appears that there are about 12 categories of entities, which include lab equipment distributors, chemical manufacturers, chemical equipment manufacturers, lab construction related service providers, supply and operation service providers, analytical chemistry equipment providers, medical lab equipment and testing services providing companies, and pharmaceutical medical lab equipment and test service providers. Considering these typologies, we can understand the importance and need of regulating biological supply chains in order to protect biological materials, equipment, and knowledge. Biosecurity breaches in one country can have consequences for neighboring countries and beyond, because we are connected. As biological researchers and stakeholders of the biological supply chains, we have to do our part in boosting biosecurity by following the biosecurity best practices. Now, I will highlight some observations about the banned companies or organizations. One observation is that the slight variations in the name. For example, consider the 4 companies' names listed here. The first one is Kim Connect AG, which is located in Switzerland. The second is Kim Group, located in Moscow. The third is Kim Connect GmbH, located in Germany. And the fourth is Hint. Other observations about the banned companies or organizations include the parent company is located in one country. However, the company or organization possesses subsidiaries in other countries such as Switzerland and Germany, or could be any other country. The company or organization possesses manufacturing units in other countries. The company or organization possesses intermediaries and distribution center in other countries. Other observations include that in all, independent companies tend to be young, typically 20 years or less than that. Entities in all could be small firms by revenue and number of employees. Bear in mind that subsidiaries were used as intermediaries where goods were held and transferred. It appears that some fraudulent companies in the instruments business had some more than 12 companies with similar names. Okay, we will see some challenges in identifying red flags through Know Your Customer and due diligence programs. The challenge number one is variations on the company name that makes database searches complicated, confusing, and time-consuming. The another challenge is the tactics used by proliferators, tactics such as using different countries for headquarters, subsidiaries, manufacturing, and warehousing. So it creates a complex shipping process. The proliferators can use subsidiaries as a transshipment hub. This is another challenge. In some cases, we will not be able to find information about the company. So this is another challenge. In some cases, companies' websites indicate they are suppliers to research centers, research institutes, and universities, but they will have hidden links with the military. Considering all the challenges, we need to make our organizations Know Your Customer and due diligence programs robust enough to deal with these types of challenges. Okay, to summarize this module, I want to highlight 3 important points. Point number 1 is that in biological supply chains, the stakeholders involved in handling biosecurity sensitive biological materials, equipment, and knowledge should be competent enough to deal with the issues. Point number 2 is that while working in academic and the industry settings, we need to protect human and animal pathogens as they can be misused. And point number 3 is we need to make our companies and organizations Know Your Customer and due diligence programs robust to deal with various tactics used by the proliferators. Okay, time is going very fast. We have completed 11 modules of this ongoing non-synchronous online course. We will complete this online course once we finish the next module. In the next module, I mean in the final module of this online course, you will learn about the academic institutions' action plan to mitigate the biosecurity risks. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay safe.